What if I told you the top 1% aren't smarter than you? They just think differently. And most people, they're not struggling because they're lazy or unlucky. They're just using the wrong mental software. Sounds dramatic, right? But it's true. For years, I thought success came from thinking harder, analyzing, strategizing, always trying to stay one step ahead. That kind of thinking nearly broke me. Because here's the secret: the 1% don't think more, they think better. Sometimes they even think less. I used to believe my brain was my greatest asset. Turns out it was my biggest trap. I overthought everything, every decision, every opportunity, every risk. I was trapped in analysis mode, confusing motion with progress. It wasn't until I unlearned how most people think that I started seeing results in money, focus, and peace of mind. Today, I'm sharing the 6 mental frameworks that rewired my brain from anxious and overthinking everything to calm, focused, and operating like the top 1%. And stay till the end because I'll test you. You'll see whether you're ready to think like the 1% or still addicted to the chaos that keeps most people stuck. Framework 1: Emotional Regulation. Never decide when you're emotional. A few months ago, I got an email that made my heart drop. Congratulations, we'd like to offer you a $40,000 a month partnership. It was the biggest deal I'd ever been offered. But there was the catch. They needed an answer within 24 hours. Instantly, my brain went full panic mode. What if I say no? What if I mess this up? What if this is my only shot? That night, I barely slept. I kept refreshing the email, pacing my room, like I was waiting for a life sentence. But by sunrise, something shifted. I was exhausted, but calm. And in that calm, I finally saw the truth. I didn't even like their product. It didn't align with my values. So I said no. That single no became one of the best business decisions I've ever made. Lesson: emotions spike, logic disappears. Fear makes you play small, stress makes you short-sighted, excitement makes you reckless. Rule: I only make decisions when I'm calm, not hyped, scared, or angry. Calm doesn't mean happy, it means clear. If it's the right move, it'll still be right tomorrow. If not, that's your answer.
Framework 2: Binary versus and thinking. The mindset of flexibility. For most of my life, I saw everything in black and white. Win or lose. Confident or broken. Successful or worthless. Then came a moment that shattered that illusion. I spent months building my first digital product. Studying, designing, perfecting. Launch day came. I sold 3 copies. Not 300, 3. I sat staring at the dashboard like it was mocking me. I told myself, you failed. You're not cut out for this. A few months later, when the emotional fog lifted, I realized it wasn't failure. It was feedback. I learned how to sell, how to adapt, how to listen. That's when I discovered and thinking. You can fail and still learn. You can doubt yourself and still take action. You can be scared and still move forward. The top 1% live in the gray space. They don't label experiences good or bad. They extract value from both. Whenever your brain tries to corner you into this or that, catch it. Ask, why not both? Life isn't binary. It's messy, layered, and full of contradictions. And those who grow fastest embrace them all. Framework 3: Inversion thinking. Plan to avoid failure. Most people obsess over how to succeed. The 1% obsess over how not to fail. One night, I stared at my vision board. $1 million in revenue, 100K followers, freedom, travel. I kept asking, how do I get there? Nothing moved. Then I flipped the question.
What would guarantee I fail? The answers hit instantly. Quit when it gets hard, keep changing strategies, avoid uncomfortable conversations, plan more than do. That became my new game plan. Don't chase success, eliminate what guarantees failure. Overthinking is often just fear pretending to be strategy. Flip the question. What would make this fail? Then, don't do those things. That's how the top 1% simplify everything. Framework 4. Sunk cost fallacy. Would I start this today? For 2 years, I poured my heart into a business that drained me. It wasn't growing. It wasn't fun, but I couldn't quit. I've already come this far, I told myself. I can't quit now. Classic sunk cost fallacy, mistaking persistence for progress. Then I asked myself, if I had nothing invested, no time, pride, or money, would I start this today? Answer, no. I shut it down. Painful. Felt like failure. But within weeks, I felt light. Ideas flowed. Energy returned. Next project, 10x more successful. Sometimes quitting isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Framework 5. Constraint thinking. Fix the one thing that fixes everything. I used to think success meant improving everything: routines, mindset, habits, systems, endless to-do lists, every night feeling I hadn't done enough. Then I realized every system has one bottleneck. Fix it and everything flows. For me, it wasn't discipline or motivation. It was focus. I was working on 10 things and mastering none. So I zoomed out. What's the one problem that, if solved, makes everything else easier? Business to sales, health to sleep, relationships to communication. Fix the constraint and progress explodes. Top 1% don't do more. They fix the right thing. Framework 6. Time horizon thinking. Play the long game. Truth most people can't handle. You're not failing because you can't win. You're failing because you quit too soon. We live in a world that glorifies speed, 30-day transformations, overnight millionaires. But real success? Built in silence, through compounding effort that no one sees. Your brain has recency bias. It freaks out over what just happened. So when results are slow, it screams, change the plan. The top 1% know the plan works until data proves it doesn't. Not feelings, not fear, not boredom. Data. Those who win, they outlast the frustration stage. The challenge. Are you ready to think like the 1%? Here's your 7-day test. Every time you catch yourself overthinking, am I calm or emotional right now? Can I use and instead of or? What would guarantee I fail? Would I start this today? What's the one constraint? Am I playing the long game? Put them on your phone. Write them on your mirror. Clarity doesn't come from thinking more. It comes from thinking better. The 1% don't have more intelligence. They have more clarity. They think less, but sharper. They move slower, but further. So, are you ready to think like the 1%? Or are you still addicted to overthinking like 99% of people?